The government have literally turned their backs on us. We'll be homeless. That's fact. We'll be homeless. It's getting now, they said 90-10. Now it's probably 40% we have to come up with. Don't have it. So looking at homelessness at 70 years of age, leaving a beautiful home that was to be a legacy to my family, and it's just going to end up rubble unless we get 100%.
There's a national crisis going on in Donegal at the minute. There's houses ready to fall to the ground. There's a chimney ready to fall on top of a child. They're only hanging there with the skin of their teeth.
We have a major issue in our county and a major issue in our peninsula up in North Donegal, where, as you know, the Mica has affected thousands of homes crumbling, people in serious situations.
Mica Action Group for a decade now has made it very, very clear that what we're getting in Donegal is an absolute raw deal. We're being asked to fork out thousands, and in some cases hundreds of thousands, for something that was absolutely established as no fault of the homeowner. That was established back by the expert panel that was put together by government to investigate this, and the one conclusive finding that they had was that it was absolutely no fault of the homeowner, and the other one, was that it was a defective material.
The government never overseen the quarry up beside us. They never overseen it. They got a warning in 2014. They didn't stop it. They didn't. The Donegal County Council give the same quarry that caused us problems to start planning permission, 25-year planning permission within 7 weeks, and they never fulfilled none of the planning permission before. So there's the government and the council have not overseen any of this problem, and we are at the bottom of the ladder of the people at fault, and we are the people that's at the brunt of the whole lot. We're the people that's asked to pay. They're looking for us to pay $7,000 even just to get on a scheme. There's people that just have not got it.
What would you say to the government if you could speak to them and if they came out to address the crowd?
Well, quite simply, stand up and smell the coffee. Like, we need this redress. It's not going to happen without 100%. Not going to happen. You know, the government talked about the taxpayer. Well, you know, it shouldn't be the taxpayer picking up this bill. These people should be called to task for what they have done. The heartache that they've caused. They've split families. And I ask the question, are they waiting for the fatality? Because as this is, you know, they stall so much, the buildings are getting worse, and there is going to be fatalities. There's no question or doubt about it.
And we have cases with people that had a mortgage for 25 years. The last couple of years of that mortgage, a massive milestone in their life, they're about to be mortgage free, are now staring down the barrel of a back-to-back mortgage of another 25 years that's bringing them into their 70s and 80s, which means that when do you ever finish work?
Do you think people in Dublin understand how bad the situation is in Donegal?
No, they certainly don't understand, but I think over the last, especially over the last week and over the last 2 or 3 days, I think they've got the picture now. They can see clearly how bad things are, how dreadful things are in Donegal with houses, and I think that, you know, Dublin now is beginning to realise how bad it is, and I think there's no question about it. If this was happening in this capital or in this city, it would be fixed a long time ago, and we wouldn't have to come down the whole way from Donegal to put pressure on the government to make it happen. We deserve the same as what Dublin got in their 100% redress, and Donegal deserves the same, and we should be no different than anyone else.
And, you know, we had a scheme that was introduced that was meant to address it, a so-called 90-10 scheme. That's what it said on the tin, and what we ended up with was a 60-40 scheme. And what we are not down in Dublin asking for is a 10%. We're not after the 10% because it's not a 10%. It's more like 40% of the actual costs that we need to reinstate our home. We're finding when you translate that into the houses that we have in Donegal, that's well over 100,000 on average that a homeowner has to find to repair something that was never their fault in the first place.
Do you think that there's anyone who is representing yourself and people who feel like you politically in this country?
Politically in this country, no. We need people with power. We need somebody on Donegal like the Michael Healy Rays that are not scared of losing their seats. They're not scared. They're scared to stand up. They'll stand up for the people. We've got too many people up there wasping around home doors and feared to upset people. Listen, don't be feared to upset. If you go into power, you go into power to a reason. You go in because you want to change things, you want to fix things. So our councils and TDs and stuff like that there are the people we vote in. You vote them in, but whenever they're voted in, then they go running away. They don't want to hear tell of it. So in the future, anybody that goes in, go on for a reason and stick to your guns and do what's right.
Do you feel like there's anybody who's giving you a voice in politics?
Not at the moment, because I was actually sitting at home feeling isolated, anxious, fearful of what was ahead, and I didn't realise. I told politicians then about the OAPs, and their jaws dropped. I told politicians, I told journalists.
The people in the power that they're building haven't listened to us for the last 14 years, and they've left us with no other option but to come down here and let the people of Dublin know what's going on, because the rural parts of Ireland, they've just forgotten about us. We're at the end of our tether here now at this day, so we're at the end of our tether.